Hi everyone, I'm Nashia Haider, founder of Innotech Consultants. Today we are speaking with Mieke, who is a visionary leader in the medtech industry, known for building and inspiring high performing cross functional teams. As a commercial director at TERUMO, Mieke specializes in helping her company globalize and thrive in the competitive medical technology sector. Hello, Mieke. Nice to have you with us today.
Hi, Nasha. Thank you very much for inviting me. And I look forward to share a little bit about my medtech journey.
Initially, I would like to ask a bit about your leadership and innovation aspect of your job. You've worked across Europe, Middle East, and the APAC region. How has that shaped you personally and professionally?
While working and living across the world in the three different parts of the world has shaped me a lot. And it has really changed me as well. One big thing that I learned is to listen. To listen because that opens you up to great ideas, and great ideas can come from anywhere. It can come from a very high tech lab in Europe to a bustling hospital in Southeast Asia. And if you open yourself up to listen to these ideas, then you can come up with great solutions that are very relevant for the market where you're working in.
How did you navigate being a woman in a mostly male field in the medtech industry?
Yeah, being a woman in especially in leadership made me realize that I had to choose between fitting in or standing out.
Right.
And I choose to stand out, and I choose to to be my own personality, to use my own style, and then by being authentic, collaborative, open, helped me to gain trust in the people I was working with, both my team as my customers. And once you gain trust, then with that also comes respect, and then also comes influence. So that really that helped me to really be effective as a leader in medtech.
Thank you. That's very insightful. Um, and this leads on to another aspect of leadership, which means diversity and inclusion, which is something that's very close to my heart. How have you endured or ensured that diversity when building high performance teams? So, I mean, with that, I mean, how do you keep your people motivated in the team?
So diversity in leadership is really essential, especially in medtech, where you talk about patients, um, and so the way I worked on ensuring diversity is first of all looking into what are the capabilities needed, and yeah, what do I have in the team, and I'm being very mindful of creating a very mixed group of people. They both on age, on gender, but also on capabilities and qualities, because that helps you then to if people from all the different angles come in with different experiences and different views on things, it helps you to uncover blind spots.
Right.
And when you uncover your blind spots, then you will automatically come to better proposals and better solutions of how you want to build your business.
Oh, that's very good. And that I assume leads to higher engagement and better
Yeah.
outcomes for the whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I keep my team engaged is, and that's my secret sauce.
Okay.
It's ikigai. Ikigai is something that I learned in Japan. So it's your internal motivation. It's what you like to do. It's what you're good at, what you're naturally good at, what also is needed, and what you can get paid for. So if you can find out that your own ikigai, because ikigai is different for every person, then if you found it for yourself, then and you follow it, you will always have this internal motivation. So that's something that I expose all my team members for in the last couple of years as a leader, to try to find out their ikigai and then follow it. And it really helps me to keep the internal motivation of the team very high.
That's excellent. I mean, there are not many bosses out there or leaders out there who have given such a great answer. And I follow meditation myself. So this sort of fits into that nice blend of tech as well as looking after yourself and your own happiness.
Yeah.
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 And it's a holistic approach. Yes. With that, I would like to sort of shift to a little bit to your area of innovation that you're interested in and you're working in vascular and cardiac innovation. So what's the biggest challenge in vascular intervention today in the medtech space?
Well, the vascular space is right now is very crowded. There's lots of companies out there, and it's very cost conscious. So there's a lot of pricing pressure. And today it's not enough to have the best product, but also because there's plenty of devices out there, and there's not so many differences in between the devices. But what is really missing is the support. And that's where companies, where the real winners can come out, is those companies that can invest in all the extras besides the devices, meaning the extra training, the data insights, and the post-procedural support. That's where really the difference comes in. And where companies need to focus on. So to have to really offer the full ecosystem. And we have seen very nice examples of blending our offerings, collaborating with doctors to really provide that extra besides our own cardiovascular devices.
So, Mieke, could you tell me how is AI reshaping medical device industry?
Well, AI has gone from a buzzword to a really must-have. So it helps to create clearer images, to guide decisions, and also to predict possible risks without really getting in the way. So we leveraged it to sharpen imaging, to power patient monitoring, and to create a personalized therapy for the patients. Now, across the board, I would say that AI, the best AI, is invisible, predicting risk,
Yes,
guiding the decisions, but always put the patients first.
right.
And the key is making it simple, making it trustworthy, and always under the clinician's control. So the idea is, AI should help the doctor in his decisions, but definitely not replacing the doctor.
Without replacing, but supporting his decision and maybe augmenting the decision.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think Singapore is a very ideal setting because the government's promoting this, where they also have a very nice teaching hospitals here where they're doing POC products to help guide the processes and implement, but cautiously implement. So that they follow regulatory guidelines. So I think that's a very good benchmark we have here in Singapore
Absolutely.
for the medtech industry. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
And leading on from that, what do you see coming in the next 5 years in terms of industry trends and challenges that
Well,
we face in the market?
yeah, I believe the next frontier is really integration.
Okay.
So we had the medical devices, but now we have medical devices. You have software, you have data, you have platforms, and bringing that all together is definitely what will guide the future. So there's a lot of opportunities in AI-driven diagnostics, but also decentralized care, decentralized care settings, and in remote monitoring, especially for cardiac patients, for example. And we'll see more of these connected devices, wearables with sensors that immediately talk to and provide their data to the hospital systems. So that's where I do see the future. And what we also see is a shift of to value-based care, where the hospitals will look into real outcomes to reduce the cost. So and then the companies would need to collect data from the devices, and then with that data prove that they can really provide value to the hospital, because it can prevent the readmission, for example, or it can reduce the procedure time, or it can reduce the hospital stay. And that's where the real value will come in. Once we have all the data available, collected into platforms, and then being used to really demonstrate the value.
But what about challenges in this space? Can you elaborate a little bit on those challenges as well?
Yeah, we're talking about patients, and we're talking about patient data, and a lot of different devices from different companies. So the biggest challenge is definitely the security,
Yes.
The cyber security, and then also a lot of the regulations. Regulations are different in all the different countries. So these are definitely barriers that would need to be solved before we can really implement these ideas.
Excellent. Okay, so then you need very agile leadership skills.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So agile leadership skills, and also collaboration with partners will be needed. So to bridge the companies with the hospital systems, and to really provide that insight and these capabilities.
Thank you. That's really great. So, how do you think in Singapore or Southeast Asia? I know your mandate is actually APAC as well. So, how do you adapt to a value-based healthcare world overall? Like, what's the overarching needs here?
Yeah. So more and more hospitals in the countries are looking for value-based care, and so are shifting away from product-oriented to more solution-oriented.
Okay.
And so they look for solutions, and when you look for solutions, you look for outcomes. So more and more we will see a shift also in this region on what is the outcome based on the devices, the products that you offer. And that's where the new technologies with AI, with data, can help us to bring in that the data to support the claims that we can influence the patient outcomes. We can influence the time a patient is under anesthesia or the time a patient stays into the hospital. So that is, yeah, the adaptation.
The adaptation. And what about designing products that help patients? I mean, are there anything that you were saying that it would reduce the readmissions and speeding discharges? Could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes. So the last couple of years, we've seen a shift away from, especially in cardiovascular, from open surgery to minimal invasive surgery. And so, yeah, that gives you also a shift in, instead of having a patient under anesthesia and in the operating theater for a couple of hours, to a procedure which takes a very short time, and a patient who doesn't have to stay 10 days in the hospital, but can be discharged after 2 days. So we have seen that shift, but I think in the coming years, based on the data that we also can collect, we will see that we also need to put value on that. We need to build models so that hospitals in different parts of the world can calculate in how much money it saves them for each procedure, rather than just saying that it's minimal invasive, so the patient can go home quicker. Okay, what does it mean? Is it $5,000? Is it $10,000? Is it $20,000 that the hospital will win for each procedure?
So that really then makes the hospital process more efficient in the long run, and cutting costs too, which is the ultimate goal too. In the system. Yeah.
So there will, with the aging population, more and more hospitals are forced to look for cost cutting, but we cannot continue to cut costs on products. So you need to look at the full ecosystem, from the moment that a patient comes into the hospital to the moment that he leaves being treated. What is the cost price of that? And that's where I do see value-based healthcare will gain more and more importance.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Now we'd like to shift a little bit with how you would perhaps endorse, or how you would help a young lady or promote a young lady who wishes to develop their career. So what advice would you give someone young who's fresh, aiming for leadership in the medtech industry? What are the sort of, criteria required nowadays as opposed to, say, 15 years ago? Yeah.
So one of my advices would be, don't seek for permission, but look for stretched roles, even if it scares you. But try it out. Try stretched roles, stretch yourself. And the second thing is to surround yourself with interesting people, people that you can learn from. And especially to look for people that can help you as coach. People that you can learn from, that people that can serve as an example for you. But then also look for people that can act as a sponsor. So that's more people that believe in you, and people that will come up for you even when you're not in the room. So people that will support you. And when you're surrounded with interesting people that you can learn from, and you found a sponsor and you found a coach, these people can really help you to move further in your career.
In the same line, I mean, if there would be a difference between a mentor and a sponsor, could you elaborate a little bit on that? I mean, if some person who's, say, 25 seeking for a sponsor and a mentor, what are the differences between them? So
for me, a mentor is somebody that can share insights, can share some feedback, somebody that you can really learn from.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a formal someone,
Yeah.
but people that you look up to,
Mm-hmm.
and that you can have conversations with. A coach is more somebody who will watch your back, who is somebody who will help you put you forward whenever opportunity arises.
Mm-hmm.
And that can often be your boss, for example, or another senior leader
Mm-hmm.
that you create a bond with. Somebody who knows your strengths
Right.
and who's willing to help you to bring your strengths forward. So for me, a coach is more somebody that you ask support for, whereas a mentor is not somebody you formally ask somebody, do you want to be my mentor? Could be a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I had many mentors in my career. So
Could you
people
give
that
a
I learned
specific
from.
example for from your experience? Could you highlight something from one person who you thought was perfect for you in your prediction for your specific?
Yes, I did have. Well, in my last roles, I did
Okay.
have very good coaches,
Mm-hmm.
and they were my bosses.
Okay.
So that really, yeah, they really helped me to, yeah, to give me support, and to bring me in the light as well for other leaders to do some upstream marketing for myself, internal
Okay, great.
marketing,
Yes.
because that's where they can come in very handy. Um, so yeah, and then coaches, mentors. Sorry, mentors. I had many mentors, and usually it was my peers, my colleagues, senior colleagues or colleagues. Yeah, in the team that I looked up to, and then had conversations with to learn from their perspectives.
Excellent. Okay, that's very fortunate because sometimes what you face in reality is a lot different. Sometimes there are barriers. So this is just really interesting that you've
Yeah.
had mentors who've been your bosses
Yeah.
in previous experiences who've pushed you forward to do the marketing leadership positions. Yeah.
Yeah, but you also have to claim it yourself.
Yes.
So the it needs to come from you,
Mm-hmm.
and when you show the interest, the energy, and what you can give,
Mm-hmm.
then usually people are very responsive to help you with that.
So you've got to show the passion.
You had to show the passion. It doesn't come on a silver platter.
Yes, absolutely. And with that, I'd like to ask you, how do you balance a demanding role that you have currently with your personal life? What's the work life balance that you're currently, or the challenges, and how do you overcome that?
Yeah. So yeah, for me, the work-life balance is not like a balance. It's more like a seesaw.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I always continued working. I have even when I have my children, and when my children were growing up, I always continued working 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm very conscious about my personal time. So some weeks I'm all in at work, but then other days I really take time for myself, and to walk my dogs, to read a book, to just take a rest, because I know very well that when my body yeah needs a rest, and that's how I try to balance my energy, and yeah, that helps me to stay on top of of what I'm doing. So yeah, it's some weeks it's a lot of work, and other weeks it's a bit less, but that's how I try to bring that seesaw to life. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. But what about in terms of the future? So you're newly in Singapore, say about 2 years.
Yeah.
So how do you envision the future of medtech in APAC region? What are the ethical issues that are coming to light? Because as we integrate AI into medical devices,
Yeah.
there's regulation, there's ethical issues, challenges. How do you envision that in the future of medtech?
Yeah, so AI for me has a huge potential,
Mm-hmm.
but it needs some guardrails.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the important things is we need to keep the algorithms transparent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, of course, always a bit of an issue with AI, especially with generative AI.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
so we need in medtech. I think the transparency is extremely important. And the second part is we need to ensure that the patient data is protected.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just simple data, it's patient data that should always be kept and secured against cyber attacks or against leakage. And then the third part is we need to make sure that the physician always makes the final call.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can marry those three things, so transparency, security, and the physician making the final call, I think we can make it happen in medtech. Yeah.
And that means that it's a holistic approach, and therefore, because trust is everything in healthcare.
Yes.
And so you trust the algorithms and in order to guide the clinicians.
Yes. So if there's transparency in the algorithms, if the patient's data is safe, and if the doctor is the one making the final call, that will instill trust. And when there is trust, then it will be used and it will be adopted in
Yes.
healthcare.
Yes.
Especially in healthcare, it's very important.
It's very important to have that trust and transparency. And how can medtech help close global health gaps?
The biggest thing in especially in this region is to expand our access. And so there's still a lot of products that are not available in a lot of markets, and most of these markets are now also expanding their healthcare expenditure. So yeah, we as companies we need to make sure that we bring affordable solutions. So affordable devices, but also remote support. And so we have a very wide region. If I think about the Philippines and Indonesia, for example, remote care platforms are definitely something that can help to reach more patients. And then the third part is to create more partnerships with health initiatives, so that we can reach more patients across the board and provide better care.
It's not only about technology alone, so that's not enough. So it's also probably about designing solutions that have empathy at the core. No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's about equity, empathy.
Yeah.
I think that's also part of the ecosystem. You have to develop something that's equitable for more people.
Yeah.
In the long run. So thanks so much, Mieke, for your insights and all your deep knowledge here today in this conversation. And are there any last thoughts that you have during this conversation, or just to conclude, like some ideas? Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much for inviting me and for listening. I believe, thoughtful technology with purpose is creating diverse teams will drive the next way within medtech and within healthcare innovation, and I'm very excited to what's next, and also very grateful for the chance to be part of it.
Excellent. Thank you so much for having this conversation with us. And I'm grateful for the chance to have this wonderful discussion with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.